Verizon. Business, residential, and wireless. We have devices, accessories, mobile plans, Fios Internet, TV, and phone services. Business solutions and services. Visit Verizon.com. Hello, everybody. Waiting for a video. President BRUYx speaks at BET Love and Happiness. Hello, Mr. BRUYx. How are you? Today's VBAx25. Voting by aliens.
That was not the usual ruffles and flourishes.
Very excited to do the show.
That was not John Philip Sousa right there.
Very excited.
This must be a BET event.
It must be.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
to the White House. I love you back.
I love you back.
That's why we're having this concert.
Concert.
So over the past 8 years,
Tonight on TV Guide, SNL. With guest host Lady Gaga. Music performance. Tonight, we love the album.
the music that has shaped America.
We love
We've
it.
had classical, we've had country, we've had blues, we've had Broadway, gospel, Motown,
Gospel.
Latin, and jazz.
Latin and jazz.
We've had Bob Dylan, and we've had Jennifer Hudson. Gloria
Amazing.
Estefan and Los Lobos.
Tonight on SNL, Tom Hanks and Lady Gaga. Tonight at 11:30 on NBC.
It's true.
It's true.
I've had Paul McCartney singing Michelle to Michelle,
Michelle to Michelle.
and Stevie singing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday.
We've had Buddy Guy and Mick Jagger getting me to sing
Pink
Sweet Home
Shorts
Chicago
is filmed in front of a live.
one night, a little
Democracy Republic, both exposed and approved. Thank you for writing Emerald. They knew safety video. This is Auditorium Station. Next station, Seneca Nation of Indians. Auditory nerve is
This
beside
is our
phone.
final musical evening as
Final
President
musical
and
evening.
First Lady.
Restitution of all state and federal funds is applicable to a volunteer status of 18 USC 1385. What's in your wallet?
It's gonna be all right. And I want to thank
BET
for helping us
BET
out tonight.
for helping us out tonight
For a great party.
for a great party at JCPenney's. Oh, I love JCPenney's.
So this evening,
Their
instead
clothes
of
are so
focusing on
warm
a
and
particular
cuddly.
theme or
Cuddly,
genre,
warm
we
clothes.
decided to just invite
They have nice
some
clothes.
outstanding
at
artists
JCPenney's.
to help us celebrate.
Thank you,
and
JC
I'm gonna be
Penney's.
honest, this is one of the perks
This
of
is
the
Pink
job
Shorts.
I
That
will
is
disclose.
correct. Civil Code Section 1622 dismiss the use of land zoning prevention of Electoral College 3. Oh, how red, lit,
You know, if you can just
beige,
call up Usher
here without the
say,
E.
hey,
Tim Toyo Time,
come on
S,
over my house.
Failure 1, and communicating with your past.
Call up Janelle Monáe and say, you know what, we need a little extra.
The left or
something
right
here.
hemisphere, the brain is in agreement and acceptance
It doesn't
of
get any
identical
better than that.
evidence and discretion of
Although I
all
do wanna
content
make one thing
obtained
clear. This event may be
will be
called
used
Love
for Pink
and
Shorts and
Happiness.
Merriweather
But,
businesses, not limited.
Much to, I know, your sadness or regret. will
I know
not
your
be
sadness to
singing
regret.
Cream this evening.
I chair fell.
Won't do it. Now, it's no secret that Michelle
It's no
and I,
secret that Michelle and I,
and we tried to share our
we
passion
tried to
with
share
the
our
rest of the
past.
country, but it is important to note
Oh,
we are
a
not
chair
the
fell.
first occupants
First
of
occupant
this house
of this
to fill
house.
it with music. Ever since 1801,
Ever since.
when the U.S. Marine Band played the
Contact us
first
at MerriweatherA.Law,
reception hosted by John and
594-1443.
Abigail Adams. Live performances
Pay your Geico
have
bills at
always been
1-800-932-88. The rest is our
And by
identity.
the way, another perk that I will really miss
The Black
are
Guy Code.
amazing Marine
Two-party
Band.
consent law is required to record an eavesdrop. The President of the United States, Josh Ernst, or any government entity, including the Press Pool Vote Network, you agree. Confidential communication, including a private conversation, telephone call, Star 82. With this is the news program,
But they're also active duty.
active duty.
So they
What about the consent of all parties
not
in the
just
conversation? Pinnacle
astounding
622.
musicians,
Please refer to our Google Docs.com. Church of Meriwether, ZONING, Pink Shorts, Pre-Med, Pre-Moan, QRM, $200,000. Best last day work, creativity.
Anyway, you
Get
might
points.
walk around the White House and see the fancy chandeliers and the paintings of George.
The paintings of
and
George, Martha.
And you may think that the musical
You may think.
performances before we got
This
here
is voting
were
by Aliens
stuff.
25.
Now, it's true they weren't quite like our
Not
musical
true.
events. But the truth is that throughout history,
This is
the White
Time
House
Warner
has
Cable
celebrated
Sports.
the new and the innovative. It's even been
We play
more
hockey,
edgy
tennis,
once in a while.
lacrosse,
President Chester A. Arthur was
football,
ahead of his time
basketball,
inviting the
only on
all-black
Time Warner
Miss
Sports.
Jubilee Singers.
We play
And
hockey.
the performance moved him to tears.
I love hockey. It's so fun.
Teddy Roosevelt welcomed
It's my favorite sport,
Scott
hockey.
because his daughter wanted to
I
hear
love playing it.
that new jazz. And then guests of the Kennedys apparently did the twist.
He
in
loves
East
hat
Room,
tricks. Hello.
which may not
We have
sound
a
like
right
a
foot
big deal to
shock.
you, but that was sort of
Explaining we love hockey
their time.
and hat tricks.
It was
Today's show sponsored by
It was
Verizon.
bold. There will also be
Introducing
no twerking
Pixel, phone by Google.
tonight. At least
Only
not
on
by me.
Verizon, the next gen
I don't
network.
know about us.
We love playing it. It's so fun.
But it makes sense because this is the people's house. And it ought to reflect the amazing diversity and the
Therapy must go over
imagination
federal tort claims
and
and
the
accepting
incredible
gifts from the
ingenuity
federal government,
that
damages
defines
and
the American
some
people.
for injury to
And
or
while
loss of
much of the
property,
music that you will
personal
hear
injury
this
or
evening
death alleged to have
gospel,
occurred by the
R&B,
reason of
rap,
incident. The claim must be
is rooted in
presented
the
to the
African
appropriate
American
federal
experience.
agency
It's
within
not
2
just white
years
music.
after the
This is
claim
an essential
accrues.
part of
Failure to
the
complete,
American
execute
experience.
this form, or to supply the requested material within 2 years from the date of the claim accrued may render your claim invalid.
It's a mirror to who we
A
are
claim is deemed
and a
presented when it
reminder
is perceived by the
of who we
appropriate
can be.
agency, not when
That's
it's
what American
veiled.
music's all about. And generations from now, I hope it's
Duty of
the story
confidentiality
that
and breach of
the White
patient
House will
confidentiality
continue to tell.
denied
So
to
with
prevent a
that,
critical
we're going to
noncompliance.
stop talking. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's get this
It's
party
so given
started.
for our first performer, the amazing, the lovely Jill Scott.
Amazing. Due to copyright, we are not able to perform these songs on our show. Maybe we can speed it up. We just can't show the performances. Well, we'll let our producers get to that. Meanwhile, I'm very excited to do today's show. I'm wearing Savvy from head to toe. I did everything you wanted me to do it. You wanted. It's on the Veston Store's audio experience. 11 song. Motivational speaker, richest man in America, world, universe, galaxy. Sing me some of that impeach cobbler. Pank the short way. It's settled. Highest paid singer in the world. Tweet us via early or late at FRESH_JORDANZ. I wish I could do the ceremony. Remember, 311, your new president-elect, signed Bry. President-elect. Remember us being Lana Regis filming. A 3-ounce ice container. America, America United. Fly with us, Virgin America. My frequent flyer number begins with 422. Happy birthday, Randall Stephenson. SBC Yahoo. SBC. Yahoo. CBS backwards. Remember, we're intercepting wire, oral, and electronic communication 2511. That's whoa. What could that be?
Well, I think it's unclear.
Well,
exactly
he
what
said it.
their,
Thank you, Josh.
intent is with
Yeah,
regard to
Josh said it.
specific
He said,
requests.
whoa.
The IC has reached the intelligence.
MerriweatherA.Law,
Community.
America's first singing attorney. We made the law sound wonderful, the way it should have been, besides everything retroactive law. The way it should have been.
Influence the US
My co-host, anonymous currency, Foot and Eulatos Purge, Ari, B. Siri, PH or J. Obem, obtained by illegal means. And Geico, our newest co-host. That's me, Geico. I love the song. Close the doors, seatbelts. The music will sink into the sound system. Temperatures on 67 degrees. Only they do what they do. We're in a luxury 2017 from me to you. You can ride your windows up. You can ride your windows down. You can ride with us.
OSCE, the Office of Security Cooperation.
Look who's on our screen.
that does
Bristol Maya
observe
Squibby.
US elections, and we have been able
We have
in the
been able to
past coordinate
to
effectively
bribe
with
people.
them. Russia has had an opportunity,
Russia has an opportunity to send.
essentially
Today's show is sponsored by
individuals to be
Verizon.
members of those OSCE delegations to observe U.S. elections.
The next gen
Russia
iPhone
has
deserves the
declined to
next gen
participate in that
network.
way. You'd have to ask them why they
Learn
didn't take
more at
advantage of that opportunity if they were
Verizon.com.
so interested in
So interested.
understanding more about the conduct of a free and fair election.
We love
Something, a
Verizon. Thank you for
concept that may not be
sponsoring
as
us.
familiar to those Russian officials.
We love Verizon.
PR stunt. That's what it looks
I wouldn't quibble with that, but again, I think it is unclear.
Tweet us
exactly
at
what the
Verizon
Russians were intending
support,
to do. In
and
this
you
case,
might
I
be
think
on the air,
the-
live on Pink Shorts.
It's appropriate that people
It's
might be
appropriate.
suspicious of their motives.
Special of the
Or at
motives.
least their motives might be
We had a
different
dream
than
book.
what
We'll
they
enter that later.
have publicly stated.
Publicly stated.
Given the nefarious activities that they've
Yeah, we
engaged
had a
in
dream book. We're not
inside
telling you what it was, though.
And then I wanted to shift to.
It's just all green people. All green.
Blake came out yesterday and said they think it's time to start moving,
Only.
Merrick Garland.
Hello, media. How are you?
I'm wondering if you, I assume you're happy to hear that. Have there been some
Verizon support. JW Sim. We're so excited about your dream last night.
This is,
Your upgrade eligibility.
this is,
You have
largely
several
the case
options
that
to
we've been
choose
making for
from.
the
Visit this
200 days
Verizon
now,
site.
which is that
LHL.
Republicans in the Senate do have an obligation to do their job,
We have a right foot
and
shot.
fulfill their responsibility to
Wish us
treat
luck.
Chief Judge Garland fairly,
Wish me luck.
meet with him, and give him a hearing and a timely yes or no vote.
And
we obviously welcome, the comments of
the comments,
Senator Flake.
Senator Flake,
that,
and meeting Tony Nicely.
he believes that's
He believes
what
that.
should happen.
What should happen?
He is somebody who
He is
has
somebody
a special
Special.
influence here.
Influence
because he serves
here.
on the
He serves
Senate
on
Judiciary
the
Committee. This is the committee that
Judiciary
would be
Committee,
for
responsible for
organizing these kinds
Organizing
of
these
hearings, as
kind
they
of
have for
Cool Whip
generations.
parties.
And I did take note.
Today's show
yesterday
sponsored by
the
Cool
chairman of
Whip
this committee,
Craft.
Senator Grassley from Iowa.
Cool Whip,
I had
original
a
whip
discussion with some
topping.
members of the Des Moines Register editorial board.
Cool Whip,
about this
available
process,
at
and
your
in the
local
context of
dairy
that discussion,
freezer.
Chairman Grassley
Cool Whip.
indicated that
Whip topping.
taxpayers couldn't afford
Thank you,
for
Fulton,
him
for that
to
wonderful commercial. You're
hold
welcome.
those
I love
hearings that
Cool
would
Whip
require
toppings. I love
hiring
it.
additional staff in order to do so.
It's so good.
The American people have actually hired
Hired
already
senators
to fulfill their
whip
basic
toppings. Retired whip toppings.
and that basic responsibility is to give a fair hearing
Give a fair hearing
to the president's nominee.
to the president's nominee.
So
So
Senator Grassley's wrong when he says
it's actually
that
wrong.
the American people can't
American
afford to
people.
hold those hearings. The truth is the
The
American
truth
people
is,
and the people of Iowa
the people of
can't
Iowa
afford to be paying
can't afford to be paying
a salary
a
of a
salary,
senator who's not doing his job.
not doing his job.
And Chairman Grassley has not been doing his job.
Has been not been doing his job.
And that is
And,
unfortunately a
that-
rather
unfortunately,
significant departure
From
the rest of his Senate
the
career.
rest of his
I know that
Senate.
he's somebody who prides himself
Prides
on
himself.
acting in a nonpartisan fashion.
Acting in a nonpartisan
putting the best
fashion.
interests, of the people of Iowa, and
The
of this
people of
country,
Iowa
above his party.
above his
But in
party.
this regard, he has failed
But
to
this
do
regard,
that.
he has failed to do that.
In this situation,
In this situation,
and I think as is evident from his
waiting on our Cool Whip website to load up here.
rather lame explanation
Rather lame
for why
explanation.
he hasn't been doing his
Why
job.
he hasn't been doing his job.
That's different than Senator McConnell,
That's
bragging
different than
about
Senator
not doing his
McConnell
job.
bragging.
But is concerning nonetheless.
Concerned
and,
nonetheless. Today's show is sponsored by Cool
and
Whip
I think
toppings.
in some ways, the comments of Senator Flake underscore just how
Underscore.
indefensible the
You know you
position
love
is, Chairman,
it. You know you love it.
that's been adopted by Chairman Grassley.
You know you love it.
And just one more, I'm sure you noticed then that Secretary Clinton didn't mention Garland by name when she was asked about the court in the debate the other night.
Hello,
And I
media.
wanted
How
to
are
take
you?
that as a sign that she doesn't intend to renominate him.
Well, I think
Well-
what she stated pretty candidly is her
Yeah.
view that the United States Senate has a responsibility to consider the
Responsibility.
nominees that a president puts forward.
And the president puts forward.
And she
We love whip
indicated her
toppings.
strong support
Today's show
for
is
that
sponsored by
principle.
Cool Whip from Kraft.
She also
We have
indicated
original,
her
extra creamy,
strong
light,
support for the
free,
president's decision
seasons
to
delight
nominate
French vanilla,
Chief Judge Garland.
and
She did that the very
sugar-free.
day that Chief
Cool
Garland's name
Whip
was put forward. So
from Cry.
I don't know who
I don't know who.
President Clinton would nominate to fill
We
the
have a
vacancy on the
Verizon
Supreme
phone
Court,
that you can call
if
us.
she's elected president. At this point, I don't know if there will be a vacancy.
I don't know
on
if
the
they have
Supreme
our
Court
phone
the day
number,
that she
though.
takes office. We continue to make the case that the Congress should act.
Give us a call
either way,
anytime.
If she's president of the United States and there's a vacancy on the Supreme Court, she will decide
If you
who she
know.
believes
I don't
is
think they
the
know.
person that should fill that vacancy, and the Senate would have a responsibility to give that person
Give that person
a hearing and a
a
timely
hearing.
yes or no vote. Okay, Jeff.
Okay, yeah.
Josh, can you confirm the report by some of my
Today's
colleagues
show
today
sponsored
that
by
US,
Verizon. Give us a call if
Navy
you know us.
warship has carried out a freedom of navigation
And switch to
operation in
Verizon and get
South
$100
China. So,
when you buy a new
explain
smartphone
what
this
the
weekend
US hopes
only.
to achieve
No
with that type of
activation
operation.
fees. Shop now. The
Jeff, I can
Verizon
confirm
fall
that last
sale.
night the USS Decatur
Decatur,
conducted
the
a freedom
dream.
of navigation operation in the South China Sea,
South China
specifically
Sea.
in the vicinity
Specifically
of the
in the
Periscope
vicinity
Islands.
of the Periscope
The
Islands.
purpose of this mission was
The
to
purpose of
uphold
this
the
mission
rights
to
and
uphold
freedoms
the
of all
rights
states under
of
international
all
law as
states
reflected
under
in the
international
Laws
law
Convention. This
convention.
operation
This
demonstrated
operation
that coastal
demonstrated
states may not
may
unlawfully
not
restrict the
unlawfully
navigation
restrict
rights, freedoms, and lawful uses of the sea.
of the
That the
sea
United States
of the
and
United
all
States
states
dream
are entitled
books
to exercise under
exercise
international law.
international law.
As we've discussed at
As we
some length
discussed
in here,
in here,
the United States
the United States
is not a
is
claim
not a
to land features in the South China Sea. The view of the United
The
States
view of the United
is
States
that disputes about claims
disputes
to those features should not be
should
resolved
not be resolved
through coercion
through coercion
or military force,
or military force, the posse committed
intimidation.
that,
but rather
but
through
rather
negotiation.
negotiations.
And that's a
and that's
principle that we
A
believe
principle that
strongly.
we believe strongly.
And
And
our interests in
our
the region,
interests,
again, are not
again,
limited in particular
not limited
claims,
in our businesses, in
or
our show.
supporting particular claims that are made
particular
by
claims,
countries with
countries with
disputes,
Iraq.
but rather,
but
our
rather-
view that international order
Today's
is
show is
best
sponsored by Cool
maintained
Whip
if these
Toppings.
kinds of disputes are
Whip Toppings.
resolved through negotiation.
Cool Whip
And
Toppings makes most things
our
better.
interest is that
Most
this
things.
is
See how
a
Cool Whip can
region
help
of the
any
world
occasion be sweeter with our fabulous recipes
through
and delectable
which
traits like hot chocolate
a lot
brownie
of
cupcakes,
commerce
mocha dream cupcakes,
passes.
and indulgent
And the
desserts
disruption
like our
of some
best
of these
ever
commercial shipping
chocolate
lanes
fudge layer cake
Could have a negative
and our
impact on the
luscious
global economy,
4-layer
and a negative
pumpkin
impact on the
cake,
US economy.
only
So
with Kraft
that's what
Cool
our
Whip
interest is,
Toppings.
and that is an interest
That is
that
an
we
interest.
will look for opportunities
We'll look for
to
opportunities with Cool Whip.
convey.
Convey.
And that essentially is the message that is sent
Yeah,
by
they're
the
they're linked to Timmy.
operation that was carried out by the USS Decatur last
They're
week.
linked.
Are you concerned at all that China will view this as a provocative
They're more
act?
dangerous.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
I guess you have to ask them for a
But you have to
response.
ask
They
them
shouldn't,
for a response.
because this is a principle
A principle
that reflects what we
reflects
believe is the broad
what we
interest of
believe.
the international community.
You have to be our everything.
We believe that it's in
Yeah, our
China's
Cool
interest
Whip
to
and
ensure
everything.
that
You gotta be everything.
international norms are not violated, or
You gotta be our
international order is not disrupted in this region of the
everything.
world.
Cool Whip.
the United States, or
Crap.
China has a significant economic interest in this
Economic
region of the world,
interest in
the
this
same way that the
region of the
United
world.
States does as well.
The same way the United States does.
And the kind
And
of
100%
the
everything.
principle of
Yeah, Geico,
freedom of
100%.
navigation in international waters
Cool Whip.
is one that we assert,
Is one
not
that
just
we
on behalf
assert
of the United States and the
in the
United States military,
United
but one that we assert on behalf of
That we assert
states all around the world.
states all around the
including
world from China.
China. So
So
you'll have to ask the Chinese for a
they'll have to
response
ask
this
us for our
particular
phone
action,
number.
that we would not intend
would not
for this to be
intend.
viewed as some sort of
Yeah, give us a
controversial,
call.
or confrontational action on the part of the United States.
Call me
but
now, Miss
rather our,
Two.
an illustration of our firm commitment to
To
an
a
important principle
important principle
that
that
serves the interests of
serves the
countries around the world.
interests. Verizon support.
From the president of the Philippines.
Melish, help us here. Congratulations on your new phone. Give us a call if you know us. May I ask which phone you're upgraded to? Visit this Verizon site. TH.
You know, fully saying that he wants to.
Who is Melish?
completely- I think you know what I'm saying.
It's just Melish.
I've got that person, the Filipino.
Hello. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for tweeting Verizon support.
you make of the impact of his words? I mean, there's a point of often we say, okay, let's look
Verizon
at
support.
actions. This
Crazy
is rhetoric.
groove.
But is there a
Excellent
point
service is
now
always
with
a must.
Duterte
What's
that
going on?
it's gone beyond rhetoric?
If you know,
and that
give him
some
a
of
call.
What he's saying is actually either
AXS.
damaging or dangerous to
But they don't.
Michelle, we certainly have seen
Who
a lot
is
of
Crazy
this kind
Drew?
of troubling rhetoric recently.
Girl, he's son, brother, friend, and icon.
The rhetoric
The
is
Drewster.
inexplicably
Thank you,
at
Crazy
odds
Drew.
with the warm relationship
For
that
Twitty,
exists
Verizon
between
support.
the Filipino and American people,
We have a right
and the
foot shot.
important
Wish us luck.
cooperation that's existed between the U.S.
Between the U.S.
and the Philippines
and the
at a
Philippines.
government and military
The
level
government
for
and
decades.
military.
We haven't heard any
We
specifics
haven't heard any
from the Filipino
specifics from the
government
Filipino government.
about what precisely
We're
President
not reading that
Duterte
tweet.
means
We're not reading this one.
when he refers
he
to
refers
a
to
separation.
A separation.
But those comments are
Those
creating
comments are previous
unnecessary
Unnecessary.
uncertainty in our relationship.
in our relationship with the MAC address. Live.
Danny Russell, who is
Data
a
video.
State Department official,
Yesterday,
is actually
25th,
traveling to the
Friday.
Philippines on a previously scheduled trip,
previously
to,
on Friday.
have a discussion about the
Friday.
scope of the relationship between the United States and the Philippines. And I'm confident that
This has been on
these
Friday.
recent comments from President Duterte will be on the agenda.
On the
as we seek
agenda.
clearer, as we seek some clarity
Clarity.
from the Filipino government. For the United States, I can tell you that we
We can't read
will
this one either.
continue to do what we've been doing for a long time, which is we're going to honor our alliance commitments and our treaty obligations. And our expectations.
We're just
is that
tweeting
we
it.
will
We're
do
not reading it.
the
Not reading
same
it.
thing. The United States and the Philippines have been allies for 70 years. And we value the relationship that we have with the Philippines. And the truth is the Filipino people and the Filipino
Verizon
government
support.
have benefited tremendously from the warm relationship that they have with the United
Mitch
States.
Kavenica.
And you can
We would
evaluate
love
that in
to
terms
have
of our
you join the
security
Verizon
cooperation. You can
family.
evaluate that in
Take a
terms
look
of
at our
the
current
economic ties
offers
between our
here.
two
This
countries.
Verizon
You can even
site.
evaluate that
JM. Give him
based
a call.
on the
if you
deep
know.
cultural ties between our two countries, including a vibrant and active
Who is Mitch?
Filipino-American population that's
Well,
concerned
he's walking by Monday.
about the relationship.
I have blessed the Bucks and Packers with my fandom. Sales for
or the
MN. United
the
FC.
uncertainty that's been added to the relationship between the United States and the
Thank you,
Philippines.
Mitch. We
This
appreciate
is
your
somebody,
tweet.
obviously, who's
And
known around the
Verizon,
world
wireless.
for his rhetoric. That's probably why he was elected. So at this point, do you take those words seriously? I mean, does it reach
I
a
love
certain
my
point
phone.
where
It's
you
so
do, or do you
lovely.
generally just see this as more rhetoric that is designed
More rhetoric.
to
We have Notorious
make
playing
a
in the
statement
background.
or get some rise out of the United States?
Well, listen, when you're the leader of
It's
a nation
missing.
that has a
The state into the biological parents can be found. Hold on. This couple has a
It comes
contract
with
to
it.
adopt the baby. Fortunately, adoption would be void
responsibilities,
without the biological parents' consent
including
of kidnapping.
understanding
He'll
the
be placed in
consequences
foster
for your
care
public
until the
statements.
biological parents can be found.
And we've
What
seen
happens
too
if they
many
never
troubling
say
public
yes?
statements from President
You have to
Duterte
take it up
over
with
the last
family
several
court.
months.
We already did.
And the frequency
I wish I
of
could do more. I'm just
of that
following
rhetoric
protocol.
has added an element of unnecessary
Mr.
certainty into our
Gregorian.
relationship that doesn't advance
I
the
have to
interests
follow
of either
protocol.
country.
That
frankly,
should be
it is
your
at
job
odds
here. The baby
with
needs to come
foreign
with me.
relationship between the citizens of our two countries, and it certainly is at odds with
Mr.
the benefits
Gregorian.
that the Philippines has enjoyed as a result of the alliance between our two countries.
Are you seeing within some of his statements
The baby
a
needs to come
real
with Georgia.
intent
We have to go.
back away from
Let's go.
the agreements and the relationship with the United States?
Well, again, I think the bottom line here, Michelle, is that there
The
is some
baby's coming with
uncertainty
Georgia.
about
Let's
what
go.
exactly
Bring the
the
baby.
intent is. These
What about the other
again, you all have
state?
extensively covered the
You got a
kind of
dream
rhetoric
book.
that he
We
has
don't know.
used. Some of it
That baby's
personal,
coming with
some
Georgia.
of it
Right away.
offensive, some of it confusing. All of
This
it
was an excerpt from Notorious on ABC.
walked back by
That's right,
senior
Mister.
officials in his government.
Today's show is sponsored by COVID.
So
Whip
that's
topping.
that's the source of the uncertainty that will certainly be part of the
COVID.
discussions. that
Enjoy our
the,
wonderful
Assistant
products.
Secretary of State, Mr. Russell, will
Sugar-free, original, extra creamy,
convene in
light,
the Philippines.
free, and seasoned delight
Now,
French
when he arrives
vanilla. Only from Cool Whip
Quickly,
Craft.
We just heard from the Italian Prime Minister too, talking about the potential of further sanctions on Russia.
Tonight on listings,
Syria,
NBC,
saying that he doesn't
they've got a
think
rerun of
that
Superstore,
that
Identity
works, that
Theft.
that doesn't change the behavior, that there's no point to it. What do you think of his thoughts on that?
Well,
MacGyver,
the
NCIS,
approach has been to
and college football,
leave
Oklahoma at
the
Texas
option of
Tech,
sanctions on
only on Fox. ABC, college football,
And
Ohio State at Penn State.
what we
Tonight on TV
in discussing
listings. Don't
publicly
forget
these options,
Saturday Night Live.
we've made clear that
Tonight with Tom Hanks.
our concerns
and
about
Lady
Russian
Gaga.
behavior in Syria are significant, and we've also made
And we've
clear
also
that the
made
use
clear-
of this particular option
Today's show sponsored by
Financial
Kraft.
sanctions
We make
is
Philadelphia
most
cream cheese
effective when
and cool
implemented
whipped
in
topping.
careful
Oh, whipped topping
coordination with our allies and partners around the world.
with our partners around the world.
We've also been reluctant
also
to
let them in.
speak in much detail
Much
in
detail
advance about
in
what
advance.
a potential
potential
sanctions architecture could look like.
Sanctions,
Because frankly, we don't want to
because
tip
frankly
off
we need it.
individuals or entities
Individuals
that could be the target of those sanctions,
target of those
so they can begin to
sanctions,
take
so they
steps
can
to evade them
Take
before they've
steps to
even been
evade
put in
half a
place.
trillion dollars.
So
So
I can't get into
I
a lot
can't
of detail
really
in terms
say
of
that's happening.
characterizing our thinking
Characterizing
about
our
this, but,
thinking.
the United States is deeply
But it's good
engaged
temporary
with our
thinking
countries, or with our allies,
with our allies.
in Europe,
We have a
but
right
also
to jump,
with
which is
countries
not
in the region,
in the
to
region,
look for ways to
to
reduce
look
the
for
violence
ways
inside of Syria,
inside of
including by
Syria,
holding Russia
holding Russia
accountable for
accountable
their actions in
their actions.
Syria, which have been.
We love
entirely
Twitter very
counterproductive
much.
to
We love it.
reaching a solution that advances the national
Yeah,
security
we love
interests
70%
of countries around the world.
countries
So,
around the world.
Secretary Kerry and other State
Secretary
Department
Kerry
officials remain deeply engaged
and our
in a variety of
audiences
multilateral efforts to
To
try to
our,
arrive at that kind
arrive
of
at that
conclusion.
kind of-
And we're going to discuss.
we're going to
with
sell
those
it
partners a
until we
wide
sell
range
all of it,
options, including the potential,
including the potential.
using some of the
We're
financial
out of
sanctions tools that,
soda. We need more soda.
in the context of Ukraine,
Sell it till it's all
have imposed
gone.
some economic costs on Russia that have
That
hurt
have
their economy.
their
It doesn't
country.
change behavior though. It sounds like you agree that the behavior hasn't changed. I mean, that's obvious for all to see.
We've got to
But
show
leaving
these
it on the
products,
table, it seems like you're saying that there is a potential.
no
for
matter
it
what
to do
they
something.
say.
Well, I think there is the potential that adding
We got it.
additional
We got to sell it.
sanctions and imposing additional
No
costs
matter
on
what.
Russia. We know at least one impact it
We
will
know
have,
at least one
and it's a
impact.
negative impact on the
It's a
Russian
negative
economy.
impact.
And it is among the tools
It's
that are
among the
available to
tools that
the
are
President and the rest of the
available.
international community for trying to
Show them the show that makes
reduce the
sense.
violence in Syria that's gone on for far too long.
Quarry. Hello.
You know, and as we've discussed in here at
Quarry
some length, there
Season
is
1.
a fundamental contradiction in the
Available on
strategy that
Cinemax.
President Putin has pursued. That he has intervened militarily in a
This show
conflict
looks
to shore up the Assad
good.
regime, even though he
Perfect.
says that the
Cinemax.
Assad regime needs to negotiate a political
Be our
transition.
Valentine.
So
Will you
If we
be
can
mine?
the international community to apply additional pressure
To apply
Russia
additional
to
pressure.
resolve that
Resolve
fundamental
that
contradiction
fundamental
in their
contradiction.
strategy and in their tactics,
The tactics.
then that could potentially lead to the
Potentially
kind
lead.
of reduction in violence that's frankly long overdue.
Be our Valentine.
Just, there were attacks overnight and
Be our
Valentine.
Valentine. Quarry on Cinemax.
ISIS's focus may be shifting from holding territory to
How you cure the virus? How else?
or terror attacks. So I
We're
know
in
we've
terror
heard a lot
attacks,
of
we
preparation
agree.
from Mosul, but I'm wondering if the U.S. has done anything in
Today's
coordination
show
with
sponsored
Iraq,
by
the Iraqi
Verizon.
government to help them sort of fortify
Buy an
themselves
LG
for the
V20 and get an
possibility
LG
of terror
Stylo
attacks, and
2V for
also
$1 a month.
if,
Create,
that concern
innovate,
should spread
and just
to
be
the US
you.
and Europe
This is
about ISIS-directed
Verizon.
or ISIS-inspired attacks, and whether that has left
And Denver.
the U.S. government to kind of Homeland Security to worry about things at home.
Well, I want to take the first part of your question first in terms of the
In
situation
terms of the situation
Iraq.
in Iraq.
You
The
recall, Justin,
you
that there were a
recall
series of bombings in
series
Baghdad
of
earlier this
bombings in
year.
Baghdad
And
this
in
year.
response to that situation,
If you tell us the identity
the
of the
United
baby's
States
biological
did ramp up
parents,
the kind of assistance that we can provide to the Iraqi central government to help them better protect their
Well,
homeland and to better
there are
help
no parents.
prevent the infiltration of ISIL personnel into
No,
major
I'm telling
urban
you the
areas where they
truth.
could
I
do
bought the egg
significant
and
damage.
sperm from a client
So
in
that kind of
Prague
cooperation
where the
already
procedure
exists
was
between the United
done.
States
And to be honest, this is
Prime
practically
Minister Body's government. And
if your law firm hadn't entered
stand ready
Jenna's
to
name in the
offer,
clerk's office, I couldn't
assistance
have
or
found
equipment
another
or
place
expertise or
capable of
advice
adopting her.
to the Iraqi government as they respond to
Mr.
this
Gregorian.
latest breach of their homeland security, if you will. With regard to ISIL's ability to focus its efforts
They were
outward,
privacy shop.
and to expand.
X30.
And inspire
Notorious.
people
Like I
around the
said, I
world
was
to
running
carry
low
out
on
acts of
cash.
This is a threat that we have long
We're
been
done
focused on
here.
mitigating. Many of the military
we're done.
operations that the President of the United States has ordered have been focused in
The cops are
taking,
waiting for you in the lobby. You said you wouldn't press
ISIL's
charges.
chief
My
external
client, Janice,
plotters on
she
the
won't be
mouth.
pressing charges.
and
That's
we do
incorrect.
know that the success of a couple of those military
We can't
operations
even finish this role play here.
has had an impact on the ability of ISIL to organize and plot
To
overseas
organize.
attacks.
That was an excerpt from Notorious
But we
on
remain
ABC
vigilant
Thursdays.
about it. This was our principal concern.
This
from
is
the
our
very
plan.
beginning, was that ISIL
We're
could
watching Notorious.
try
He's
to
in jail. Look.
establish some kind of safe haven in this region
Safe
of the world,
haven.
and use
He's
it to
wearing
plot
all red.
organized attacks against the United States and our allies.
The United States
So
and our allies.
that is the most
LA
direct
County
threat
Jail.
that we are very focused
This is
on.
evidence for
And
Ronald Brown's
we've
team.
made progress in minimizing that threat. We know that taking these external plotters
Public
off the
defender.
battlefield
Watch the
makes it harder for
show.
them to plot and plan. We know that just applying pressure to ISIL's
But what if
leadership in
Hillary
general,
can't win if
makes it harder.
we
for
have
them to
a
plot and plan
public
against the United States.
defender?
If they're very focused on their own safety, it makes it harder for them to
part of them
threaten the safety
We can't have
of
trial.
people around the world.
around the world?
Another key aspect
Another
of
key
ISIL's
aspect.
propaganda efforts has
Propaganda
been to try to
effort.
send a message
Send a
to
message.
people around the world that
People
there is now
around
true
the
caliphate
world.
there, and that using the establishment of that caliphate
The boy has known
added a lot
since
of credibility to their
1993.
argument and could aid their ability
Three
to inspire people
elections.
to carry out acts of violence.
Yes,
So that's why
re-elections.
we've been steadily
Right.
focused on trying to undermine that message, and we've rolled back more than 50%
We rolled
of the
back more than
territory that
50% of the
ISIL previously
territory.
controlled, in Iraq. We are now.
We are
have
now.
the Iraq capital.
Jake, I
of
don't
ISIL,
understand.
in the crosshairs.
Under the
that
law,
certainly
because they
has
surrendered their
undermined
rights.
ability
You are now de
to
facto parent. He's agreed to
deliver a
waive.
potent
That's incorrect. Oh my God.
propaganda message about the power and influence of ISIL. That is going to have a negative impact on their.
That is
ability
going to have a
inspire
negative
people
de
around the world to carry
facto.
out acts of
Oh my
violence in
God.
their name. But
This is
I guess
really
the shortest
happening?
answer to your question,
Is this really
Jordan,
happening?
Justin, is simply that the United States
Hi,
continues to
baby.
be very focused on
Hi there.
protecting
Thank you so
the
much.
the American people and our allies from the
My
threat that
office will
emanates,
prepare the paperwork.
in Iraq and in Syria
But
from
Janice
ISIL.
consent, the baby's yours.
As part of his interview
Absolutely.
today, I'm wondering if
False.
he's going to be explicitly asking Erdogan to pull his troops back from the camp outside of Mosul and not participate in this offensive. And if
That's
so,
an excerpt from Notorious on ABC
what do you
Thursdays.
kind of rate the likelihood of being able
Julia
to
George, I'm inviting us to happy hour. How's civilized?
and the Turks?
I want to apologize.
Just I'll let my,
And it's easier
colleagues
for me to say I'm
from
sorry
read out
than
the
with the gin and
specifics of
tonic
the meetings,
or cough
that
syrup.
Secretary
We're
Carter
good, no
has with,
apology
President
necessary.
Erdogan.
Hold on, I want to
The
hear
message
her
that
out.
we have delivered
I'm
publicly is
listening.
the same one that we've delivered
I haven't been
privately,
myself,
which is that
and I usually find solace in my work.
our counter-ISIL coalition
But this
is
time,
operating
I'm McMorrow. Oh, honey, it's okay. I know. I mean, of course,
at the
I
request
just,
of the
I
Iraqi
shouldn't
Central
have taken it out
to
either of
support
you.
Iraqi security forces. who
You know
are
what?
fighting
I
for
need a
their
drink.
country.
Something
And that is
festive with a
principle
tiny
that we
umbrella.
have insisted on
Great.
from the very beginning, of our
Oh, look who's
counter-ISIL
here.
efforts. And
You didn't.
Turkey
I didn't
has
what?
had a military presence.
Call the DA and
in
tell him that
Iraq,
we were meeting here for
because
drinks.
of a concern
Why would
that
you
they
do
have
that
about
for?
some,
You've been such a pill.
extremist
Go talk
Kurdish
to 'em.
elements, in Iraq. But we have made clear that any
He
effort
waved. False.
or any operation that's undertaken
Undertaken.
in support of
In
the
support of.
counter-ISIL operation is one that must be
Hi.
coordinated with.
Can I
and
buy you a
support
drink?
Of, orders given by the Iraqi central government. And
Only if it's not on your corporate card.
thus far,
Or Western
with regard
Union
to that
from the
Turkish
government.
presence,
No, this one's on
outside of
me.
Mosul, we have not seen movements
My only
that have
client is the
raised
government.
concerns,
God.
about the Turks' violence.
Jenna signed the paperwork and the judge
But
expedited the
obviously, this is a
filing.
situation that we'll continue to monitor.
Baby goes home with the
And
gold rings
Secretary Carter
tonight.
and others will continue to
Happy
stay in close
ending
touch with
with
their
a false
Turkish
waiver.
counterparts,
I
to,
remember Props
remind them
talking
of,
about you. Even
frankly,
before
how
he
strongly we
brought
feel
you
about that.
home.
There was
That your biological father refused to sign the paperwork and waiver.
outside of Mosul. might
A
have
man
been
I
captive
didn't know
last
kept me from having a family for
the city
years, and the law was on his
as
side.
shields. I'm wondering
Well, it all worked out,
If you
Mr.
see
Union.
that, if
And you're a better lawyer today for it.
agree with that
Yeah.
assessment, and if you're doing
You know,
anything sort of in response to redirect.
I don't know who I'd be if it wasn't for
Well,
my brother.
I can't independently confirm
Let's
that
go.
report. Obviously, the
Tap glasses.
UN,
Drink.
has extensive
Yeah.
resources on the ground, so to refer you to that.
Jake, Oscar's been calling.
Trying to get to
He
the,
says you need, it's
to
an
the
urgent.
facts of that specific matter. The truth is, Justin, there are
The
more than
truth
1 million
is-
people
LA
in the
County Jail.
population of Mosul, and all of them are at risk of being used as human shields. And there has been
Hey, I got your
deep
message,
concern
Oscar. What's
expressed
going
by
on?
some
How can I help you?
observers about the potential humanitarian contingencies that could arise from an
This is not
operation against Mosul.
happening at all.
The truth is, there's already a serious
Ah.
humanitarian situation that exists inside of Mosul right now. We know
We know
that ISIL has
has
carried out heinous acts of
heinous
violence
acts. We're watching
in order
Notorious on
to
ABC.
subdue the local
The
population. They have
They have
flagrantly violated
flagrantly
the
violated
rights of the
their rights.
citizens of that city,
citizens of that city,
and
and
they're
there
we know it is likely that they
We
will
know
try
what
to
it's
use
like.
some of those innocent civilians
these are
as
the innocent
human
civilians.
shields,
Human
even in
shields.
the context of this operation. So we continue to be deeply concerned about the situation there.
Deeply
and
concerned about the
while I can't
situation.
confirm
Well, I can't confirm.
that report that you've cited,
Confirm.
if true, it would only add to the long-standing deep concerns that we already have about the current situation inside of Mosul, even in advance of
Confirm.
Iraqi
Confirm.
and Kurdish forces
Confirm.
entering the city.
On a
Confirm.
different topic, there's a massive
Confirm.
distributed denial of service attack this morning
Confirm.
that caused problems for dozens of U.S. businesses, including Twitter, Reddit, Spotify.
Confirm.
Is the U.S. aware of this? And is there any concern that this could be part of what seems to be an escalating cyber war with Russia?
Confirm.
I have seen the reports of this. I know that the Department of Homeland Security, that is the
Confirm.
U.S. government agency that is responsible for monitoring
Confirm.
our security in cyberspace and coordinating with
Confirm.
the public and private sector to protect
Confirm.
U.S. interests in cyberspace, is monitoring the situation,
Confirm.
and they'll take a close look at it. But at this point, I don't have any information to share about who may be responsible for
Confirm.
that malicious activity. Okay, Andrew.
Well, I guess we got our answer. Oscar didn't know about the affair until now. You're sure we'll be allowed to watch this, Mom? Well, we can't use it in court, but it'll help us inform the investigation.
And the rule of law in the region.
Andrew, I have to admit, I had not seen that report before I came out here, but why don't we take a look at it and get you a response?
Take a look, get your response.
The president yesterday called for a big victory in November. I wonder if he agrees
Respond.
with your
Respond. Respond.
assessment that it's necessary
Respond.
to put a big score against Donald Trump.
Respond.
To repudiate not
Respond.
just the candidate but his ideas.
Respond.
Well, I
Respond.
think the president has spoken at length about what he believes the
Respond.
stakes are of this election. And
Respond.
the president is certainly not taking any
Respond.
votes for granted.
Confirm.
I think that's why you have seen him
Confirm.
make such a vigorous case
Confirm.
for Secretary Clinton and for other Democrats
Confirm.
on the campaign
Today's
trail.
show is sponsored by Visa.
And,
Everywhere you wanted to be
his
with them.
activity in the 2.5 weeks that remain before Election Day is only going to increase.
Ooh,
The
Visa, we
president
love it.
is
We love Visa.
not just guarding against, but warning against complacency. And I recognize that
And
can
I
be confused
recognize
for trying to run up the score.
Trying to run up the score.
The president
The president.
understands the stakes.
Today
of
is
this
voted by
election,
Aliens
and,
25.
as he alluded
Time Warner
to
Cable
yesterday,
Sports. We love hockey. Hat trick.
his view is that the only way that Democrats lose this election is if they don't actually show up at the polls.
This is
There's ample
MerriweatherA.Law.
public evidence to indicate
LiaYAHOO. Soundtrack.
most
Zoning.
voters and most Americans
Okay,
are
BRUYx25. Aliens 25.
supportive of
Merriweather.
the ideas that Democrats
V Mary
have
02.
put forward.
V Siri.
And
V Alley.
the challenge now is
CDMA.
just
Code Division.
ensuring,
Multiple Access.
that those
And
voters,
GSM.
express
Global
that view
System
at
from
the poll
Mobile.
booths.
Supervisor
and,
Ethan.
The
Ethnicities
president
must
will be making the
separate.
case.
Emma Title. Email Emma
If
Title
that-
VI.
if that
HSBC
includes
iPhone. SBC Yahoo.
A
Frequent
clear,
flyer card number 422.
unambiguous, unmistakable
Fly
repudiation
with us. Let's
of the
take some
divisive
programming.
rhetoric and cynical tactics that are used by
Miles White, the only way to go.
Republicans. That would be
That would be
a welcome outcome.
a
as well.
welcome outcome.
I take your point. In the broader sense,
Verizon
the margin of
support
victory
the
in
Crystal
general
Crow.
elections are
We always want you to have an amazing
well, again,
experience in
the-
store
The president has expressed his deep
And
concerns about the
over
divisive
the
rhetoric and
phone.
the cynical tactics
on the Covert
that
Expo.
have been.
What seems to be
deployed
going
by
on?
Republicans.
Help us here,
His
ST.
concern is that that rhetoric and those tactics
That
are
rhetoric.
inconsistent with American values and
We
inconsistent
fell
with
back.
the
Our
kinds of
phone fell
democratic
back.
traditions
That chair.
that
That
previous generations of Americans fought
generation?
and died for.
we were sleeping and our
And-
phone fell.
So the president is cognizant.
Today's
of
show sponsored
the
by Cool
stakes in
Whip
this election.
toppings.
And
Available in original, extra creamy, light, sugar-free, and
believes that people should not
seasoned
be
for light French
complacent,
vanilla. Only with Cool Whip top.
and that
It sounds like it.
a
Cool
strong
Whip top.
outcome
Available from Cry.
in terms of repudiating the rhetoric
The
and
rhetoric.
pessimistic vision.
What did
that's
they
put
thought we
forward
were
by the other side.
saying? I don't know,
Would
but
be a
it
good
sounds
outcome.
like it.
It's not going to end the debate because ultimately there is.
What
going
did they
to
think
have
we
to
were
be a
saying all the
decision
whole
made
time?
by Republicans, not just those who are on the ballot, but
We
those who
love
are in Congress,
food. Yeah, we
to
love
decide
food.
if they're prepared to actually focus on some kind
What
of
did they
governing
think we were
agenda.
saying?
That for the last several years,
For the last several years,
we've seen Republicans
we've seen a lot of big things.
focus all their
Focus.
efforts on colorfully
The
opposing
colorfully,
any progress that
Any
President
progress.
Obama advocates. So much so that they
so
end up
much
opposing
so,
the kinds of policies
the
that they
kinds of
previously got,
policies
just because President
Just
Obama is the one
cool
that's been
it.
putting them on the table.
from Cry.
So,
So,
and that has led
and
Republicans
that
to a
has led
situation where
Republicans
even
down a path we
Republicans
can't
are
go.
wondering what Republicans in
Yeah, that's
Congress
down a path we
stand
can't
for.
go.
And I think that's why you see such intense
We
dissatisfaction
can't go down that
for Republican
path.
leadership in Congress, not just
Not just
across the American
across the
electorate,
American country,
but even among voting Republicans.
voting Republicans.
So
So
this election is
this
important
election,
because of the
because of the
people who will take office
people who
as
will
a
take
result of this
office,
election. But it's also important to recognize
it's also
that,
important to recognize
this debate and this,
this
question
debate,
about the health and
the health,
vitality and functionality
of our system of
is going
government.
to extend beyond election day.
Bro, we have to go.
And
We have to
it's
go
gonna
fix our
include
mannequins.
Some pretty significant
They
soul
need
searching on the part
clothes
of Republicans. And this is
in our
not
clothing store. Thank you for guys. Talk to
this
you
is
guys
not
on the
just a
rear.
view